Yo, 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 everyone. What's up? Massimo here from SmartStack. And today I'm reviewing something called ChatBot. Kind of in the name. I'm surprised they got this domain. They must have paid big bucks for it. It's made by a company called Text. In this week's videos, Tom and I are going to be talking about conversational AI and AI in chats and text message conversations, etc. So stay tuned. This is really cool. It kind of blew me away. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button right down here, and I'll see you in the video. All right, everyone, here we are, ChatBot. So as always, I'm going to start with the website, walk through it, discuss a little bit about what I'm trying to do today. So what we're reviewing this week is conversational AI bots, right? And so at least the tools we're looking at, including ChatBot today, the couple things I was really keen on is, number one, how you train these things. Like, how do you get data in these bots so they understand what the heck your customer's asking for, right? So that's number one. I'm going to show that. And number two is just ease of use, right? So we'll go through those things, but when you hop onto their website, I think it's a really well-built website. And as I was joking about in the intro video, like, to get this domain, they must paid good money. So you can see here, it's kind of showing you what it does. Some of the key features, which I think is really cool, is how you train it. So it can scan all kinds of stuff to train it. I'll show you that. You can then fine tune it, tell it to do certain things, not do certain things. You can actually resolve, or what they call resolve, where it can actually pull product features from your website and then analyze. You can track, okay, how many people are interacting. But this feature here is real cool. Like, you'll see when I get into it, but you can just load up all kinds of content. It scans it all. You can tell it which pages to care about and which not. I thought that was really cool. And they've got all kinds of integrations with other software, not just your website. Scroll down, they got all kinds of clients. It's great. Clearly, or maybe not clearly, I think they are a European company. I could be wrong, but they've got a lot of European clients. They integrate with all the main players. This is definitely a tool that's more focused on e-commerce, Shopify, WordPress, Slack, those types of things that are very e-commerce dominated. They tell you, they just kind of show you some stuff you could do here, some customer reviews. As I was using it, I noticed that it's just real easy to use. I don't know a lot about Text, this company, but they clearly have other products. You could see what it kind of does here. Dynamic responses, AI. The pricing, pretty straightforward. I mean, fairly affordable. It's definitely for, I guess, larger teams. Like, it's no... you're going to want the advanced AI features at least. So it's whatever, $2,000 a year. It's not nothing, but depending on your customer size and how much you're spending with them, it's not crazy either. You could start real low too. They've got starter. You can have one bot, 12,000 chats a year. So you can start slow, but the one I'm actually trying is this one. You can see the integrations. They do integrate with a lot. So they integrate with some of their tools, which is what they're talking about here. Then Facebook, Shopify, Slack, WordPress. And they've got other ones. Like, they've got kind of the standard one where it's like integrate with Zapier, which kind of opens up everything. Live desk software is Freshdesk and Zendesk, Shopify, as I said. So you're going to be fine. The resources are really good too. So in short, the website tells you a lot. You can just tell by the design of this website that it's going to be a pretty app, right? So let's hop into it. So when you first sign up, you're going to be brought to a page like this. They've got all kinds of pop-ups trying to upsell you, cross-sell you, whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and add a chatbot. And so when you do, you can actually start with some templates. So they've got some really cool templates for like lead generation or FAQ or whatever. But what I thought was cool was, okay, let's train this based off of something I have. Right? So I'm going to do this here. So this is a website we have in one of our businesses, bluemortgage.ca. Going to hit continue. It's going to scan the website, all the sub pages, all the main pages. You'll see it working here. And so it's actually going and getting its training data, which I thought was super badass. Like the fact that it can do this is one thing, but the fact that it can actually use it, and that's obviously what matters, is another thing. So you can see here, it's found all of our pages. You can actually toggle which ones you want in the tool or not, which I thought was really cool because some of them aren't relevant, right? Like some of them may be a random blog post or whatever. So like, for example, here, I'll get rid of that. You can go through, there's a lot of pages we have on here, and you can just kind of go through and turn certain things off, right? So now we're going to hit continue. Now it's going to allow you to tune the chatbot from here. Now you don't have to, you can do this later, but it's creating what are called attributes dynamically. And I'll show you how those work in there, but you can see if anyone asks for the YouTube attribute, it's going to give our YouTube channel, or Facebook. If they ask for our company, it's bluemortgage.ca. And maybe we just want to make this, we want to change this to Blue Mortgage, right? So now we kind of know, okay, the company name is Blue Mortgage, our terms of service, our pricing, like it gets most of it right, which I was really surprised. And then we hit continue. And now it brings you to this page where it's already kind of built out a chatbot. And so I'm actually going to go to one that I've already pre-built. I just wanted to show you the training data. So if I go to Cloven, this is another website that we have, you can see it's a much more advanced tool, but it basically brings you to this page automatically. And what you're going to see on this page are a couple things. Like one, look how, like, I personally find this really straightforward. So you're on this page, you can quickly chat with their support if you need. You can add new actions, which I'll talk about. And then on the left here, you have some other things, which I'll talk about. But what it's done is it's already built out. So if you hit test your bot, you can see it's already found some of the attributes, and it assumes that, like, it kind of builds this for you. So if you hit about Cloven, I really like how it goes up like live where you are, right? And you can see the response. And so Cloven is blah, blah, blah. And I didn't tell it any of this. You can actually at any point hit show JSON, and it's going to show you what it did. So it's grabbing all these. It's then taking the user input. It's giving the response, and here it is. And so I thought that's really neat. As we go through here, for example, you can edit that response, right? So that's the attribute company about us. And you can edit it at any point. You can also add filters, which I'll show you. But let's do something here. So as we look through this, again, all of this was pre-trained. Now, you can actually, this is where the conversational AI comes in. So you can see it kind of starts and it'll use the bot response, the welcome message, and it can go a certain way. Or it can just end. Or it can use the conversational AI, and that's what this is. And you can build things out of this. But for example, you could see here, ask for pricing, menu, FAQ, whatever. Let's just say I ask it something random, like, how do I integrate my Finmo? You'll see here that it's not going to be able to figure that out from all of the paths. And so now it's thinking, and it's going through the conversational AI, and you can see it did. And you can see it grabbed all kinds of stuff here. You can also see the JSON that it used, and it went into its knowledge. And its knowledge was trained from what I sent it, right? And so from the websites and the knowledge bases. And that is like amazing to me, where it's like, okay, it can follow paths just like a normal chatbot, and that's great and important. But what if it can't follow a path? And a lot of clients get pissed about that, where they're like, okay, I have 4 options wherever they are at the top here. If I go to the start point, how do I do that here? There's definitely a way. One sec. Yeah, there it is. You hit the 3 dots and you hit reset. So if I'm at the start point here and none of these 4 options work for me, well, that's where this conversational AI comes in, right? And so now I could go like, what's the price, right? And it's using AI to figure out what you're saying. And it brought me through the pricing scenario, right? And so I'll show you another one here. Let me just reset the chat. So what I did here is I actually said, okay, if someone chooses FAQ, you could just hit the plus here, and I gave it a bot response and a question. So I hit the plus and added a question. When I open up the question, I say, okay, before I give you the FAQ, what is your name? And I said, here, why don't I just kill this here? I'll just build the whole thing over. Okay, so we're going to hit plus here. We're going to go question, and we're going to say before. Right? And we're just going to say, validate the response, like anything they type, and we're going to save that to the name. And so now we're telling it, okay, whatever they type in here, save it to the name. And then on success, we're going to say, okay, bot response. And in this bot response, we're going to put some text, and we're going to say, thanks. And we're going to add the attribute that we just gathered. Right? And so now, as an example here, if I choose FAQ, it's going to bring up that question. Before I show you the FAQ, can you give you my name? Thanks, Massimo. This is how you find the FAQ. Now, I didn't give it an action here. I could actually tell it to actually loop back. So I could say go to step, and in that step, I could choose the, AI assist. And probably what I'll do here is I'll actually type in, thanks, Massimo. Type your question here. Done. Reset. So now if I go through here and I say FAQ, okay, Massimo. Great. And now it's going to go through and actually find that answer. And if it can't, it's actually going to fail here. So I probably need to tweak this a little bit. I'm not an expert on this, but I need it to go back to the AI assist. But you get the idea here where it can actually jump around and go to certain areas. And so I personally find this really easy to use. The interface is really simple. So if you look at all the actions here, you could see, okay, there's user input, bot response, fallback, which is like an else scenario. You can filter things. You can actually tell it to go to a certain step, so you can bounce it around in here. You can add it to certain segments. You can set attributes, which is what I did for the first name. So you can ask them to do certain things, first name, last name, whatever. Then they have some actions with some common systems that they integrate with, Shopify, Freshdesk, Zendesk. And so kind of all the actions are here. Now, what I also thought was interesting is all these integrations. So you can actually connect with any of these and then start using them into the actions. They're also keeping track of new things that you want. Now, as you're going through this, one of the other things I thought was really neat is when you click on the AI knowledge, you can add 5,000 sources of knowledge. And so I just added websites, but you can add articles, knowledge bases, your whole ticket software. They're coming out with files soon, like PDFs. And when you actually launch one of these, so if I launch one of these, you can see what it's learned from, right? And so you can even go in here and be like, oh, you know what? This one isn't very good. Turn it off. I don't want them to use it by AI, right? And so what it's showing here is this actual article that we gave it, right? And so it's actually displaying that article here. If I go further here, same thing. You can use, it comes with pre-built campaigns. Here they are. And so you want to make your articles as best as possible. I just launched a bunch in here, but you can always just keep teaching the bot, which I thought was really neat. And you can add your own content, right? And you can add your own website or your own article or your own knowledge base. And you could put 5,000 in here. And I'm pretty sure with the higher versions, you can put even more. So again, going along this pattern, you have the bots that you can keep training. you have the visitors. Once you launch this bot on your website, you can actually have visitors. So this one, since we actually gave it a name, you can see how many times he or she has come back. So you're going to want to be adding those variables like I showed you. This I thought was really cool. So anytime that the AI has to think instead of following those paths, it'll show you it here. So if you go to that chat, you can actually see when the AI actually had to take over. And you can train your bot on this phrase. So you could say, okay, this is a story. And you can select a certain bot here, or sorry, a certain block. And so as you go through this in the training, you can see here that you can actually click here and you can actually select all, you can check it off here, and you can train it. And you could say, okay, well, it's actually a yes here, and you train it and it actually goes back through. And so as you are teaching this bot and as you're enhancing your bot, you can send these things that failed or that need more training back through to be trained. You're going to go enhance your knowledge base. You're going to go enhance the bot. And so you can like keep using this and enhancing it over time. And that, again, just the inbox style and the way you can actually train the bot, I don't think you're going to have to train it that much. Like, it's pretty good. As I was testing it, I would just throw in random things that I didn't think it would be able to find, and it was finding them. You also have reports, how many people are interacting with the bot, but they keep it really simple. All your bots are here. You can add more of them. They've got a great knowledge base article. When you go into your bot, you can keep enhancing and throwing more things through to train. You got to remember to publish it. It always talks about that. And then you can go back to these training scenarios, right? And so you can give it actually more. So what is Finmo? You can give it an answer. You can set certain variables for that answer. And so I really like the fact that it's going to lump into almost like an inbox, all the things it failed at. And then you can come back in here and train them and get them back in the process. Overall, I think this is a really great tool. I'm going to learn more and more about it. My favorite thing was the ease of use to get into it, to add all of the articles and add all of the training items. And like, I was often running so fast. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. Check out this tool, chatbot.com, and we'll see you in the next one.